Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for a little delay. Yeah, just give me 1 more minute and I'll begin. This is not going to be a very long stream. Oh. All right. Edit post on Twitter, shared everywhere. Cool. Okay. Hello, Ben Develops 64. Is it Ben Develops or is it Ben Develops? No, I'm joking. Of course, it's Ben Develops. Okay, so just having one piece of chocolate. Energy for the stream. Let me check if I was. Yeah. Okay, the audio is good now. I did some more recordings with the same microphone that I use for the stream, so I have to readjust the level a bit. Okay, so hello everyone. Today, okay, let me just start Godot so that I don't have to wait. Okay, so welcome everyone. Today, this is not going to be a very long stream. This is going to be maybe an hour and 20 minutes or something like that, because you have to run at like 8:40 at the latest Central European time. So yeah, this is not going to be very short. Of course, I was planning to have a little bit longer stream, but then I didn't have time to. My sink in the kitchen got stuck, and I had to go buy some the chemicals for like unstucking it, and then try to break. Like how do you say that in English? Unclog. That's what I mean. Unclog the pipes. Yes. And yeah, thankfully it worked. I left the chemical for like 15 minutes, and then everything went smooth. So that's cool. Because earlier I was washing my laundry, and I realized that the laundry didn't wash properly because the water was coming back into the washing machine. Yeah, because the pipes were clogged. Anyway, where are you from? I'm from Serbia. Where are you from? Yeah. So anyway, good thing is that the kitchen works. That the kitchen sink works now, again. And yeah, but I have a little bit of a shorter stream. So today I'm going to work on slotting things, as I say. So implement slotting. That's what I mean by that is, I have notifications on. Let's go to Excalidraw. Explain a little bit. Oh my God, switch to tab. That was a long time ago. Back when I was doing Zig. I can see Zig tabs. I'm from Spain. Ah, hola. ¿Cómo está? Nice. Anyway, what did I want to say? Yes. Yeah, so slotting things. What is slotting things? Well, basically, you hold some kind of an item. Item is orange. Why does it take so long? Bien, y tú? Bien. Okay. It took forever for the color to change to orange. Nice. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, you're holding an item and you have a slot here in the wall or something like that. And then you want to put this thing into a wall. So what you do is you take an item and then you can interact with the wall and click on it, and then you can slot thing into a wall. But okay, that is the usual way of doing slotting. Okay, usual slotting. But I decided to not actually go with this way. So here's the thing. In my game, everything is. Oh yeah, I have this little test. I'm going to let me show you the game quickly. Hopefully it is going to work. Oh, did I actually change some shadow properties? Well, we'll see. We'll see if it works. So yeah, it's a space station, as you can see, orbiting above Earth. If you have been here before, you have probably seen me making the Earth shader as a skybox. And now, finally, I've added some sounds. It takes forever to start. Yeah, it's because of streaming. And yeah, I have some sounds. Oh, now I actually have to use my headphones. So that you don't hear this on the... Okay. Okay. It does actually suck. Okay, this is a problem. Okay, this is a problem. Maybe it is because of Firefox. Oh, Jesus. Can I not run both? Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a... There's going to be a problem. Okay. Because... Okay, let me just shut it down for now while I show you. And later, I don't have to run it at the same time. Because, I don't know, there is some kind of a bug in Godot which makes the game run really slow. On my computer, at least. And yeah, if I have some kind of an intensive GPU operation going on. So, by slow, I mean every second it starts freezing. And I wish I knew how to fix that. Okay, this is terrible. This is not moving at all. Okay, I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna have to reduce the quality. What the hell? It's not even responding. Great. Oh, I didn't even start the sounds. Cool. So yeah, it doesn't even work. Yeah. Okay, let's close. Can I... Is it going to crash Godot as well? Yeah, I think that the Godot is dead. Good. Great. Okay, yeah, let me restart Godot. Great. Sorry for this. Yeah, but actually today I was playing with I was playing with shadows. I was trying to make it look a bit prettier, and I think I made it a lot more taxing on the GPU, especially because I added this. I added a reflection probe here. This one should be off actually. So yeah, let me move things a bit, and here I've added a little. I've added a little thing called ball of light. I was actually testing how would a sphere look like that has a light that has the same size of the sphere. This was just like a lighting testing. This is completely, but yeah, I was actually trying to see how do the shadows look like, because you have a sphere of light, and what it does is that Godot has PCF shadows, percent closer filtering shadows. And with these like volumetric shadows, it will actually create a penumbra. As you can see, like it's a soft shadow if you have a spherical one. And so I was just testing this, but yeah, I think that this is the problem why it's so slow. So let me actually save this as the ball of light as a prop, and then I can just remove it completely. Okay, yeah, it suddenly runs a lot faster. So maybe it was that. I'm not sure. Maybe that was the problem. Also, I'm running like 10 different... Okay, yeah, I have a plug, which I want to implement today. Slotting, if I have any time. This is going to take a long time. And I did have some tests. Okay, let me just shut down all the scenes. Oh, I have some movement testing and some audio testing. Okay, let's try now. Okay, there it is. It works now. Yeah, it was definitely because of that ball. Okay, yeah. And this ball here, it's just for testing. I was just testing how does if my reflection probe is correct, because there is a reflection probe inside a core module in the middle of there. And yeah, so what did I actually want to show you? I totally forgot. Yeah, I mean, I added a few more sounds. There is, if you have seen that tweet, you have basically seen the same thing as I'm showing you now, which is like you have the bumping sounds, which I added last time, and there is actually a difference in how much impulse you give it, of course, depending on the force that you slam into the walls with. You have like different sounds. So this is when it's softer, this one is harder, and yeah, I don't know if you can actually hear me from all the noise. Maybe I need to reduce the sound. Okay, so yeah, so here's what I wanted to show. I remembered. So in the game right now, I have you can hold stuff like this, right? This is what I call the grabbing. So you grab things and you can throw it around like this. And there's also a special mode of grabbing, which is when you're holding shift. When you're holding shift, then you're actually like the item is freely swiveling around. So instead of if you're just normal clicking, the rotation of the item is locked. So it's almost as if you're holding it with two hands, right? And this is like you're holding it with just one hand, right? By the fingers. But what that allows you is to actually rotate stuff. So, you know, if I want to reposition this box into a different, let's say I want to put this side on the floor, right, on the ground. So what I can do is I can just spin it around like this, and there you go. Now that side is on the ground. And yeah, with the combination of holding shift and normal interaction, I can position things as I wish. So here's the thing: when you're grabbing things, this is actually fully physics simulated. So when you're rotating a thing, the two objects, you and the item, are fully coupled with physics, with joints. And so when you're actually rotating items, the weight of the item is transferred into you're basically adding, you are pushing the item like left, but it is also pushing me right, except that this, I have 70 kilos and this item has 1 kilo, so it's very light, so you don't see it much, and well, you can also throw it like this, right? But then there are heavier things. For example, this thing sort of thing is 1 ton, and I just made it 1 ton for testing. And as you can see, when I grab it, I've now transferred a little bit of force to it, but not much. If I try to rotate it, I can barely rotate it, but it's actually rotating me, right? I'm actually moving along it. I can move it, but yeah, if I move it slightly, it moves me. It threw me. I tried to throw it, but it threw me. So yeah, so it is fully like action and reaction. And the thing is that, so I wanted to add a mode where you can grab things, when you can hold things permanently, because there are some things that you need to use in your hands, right? Like I don't know, like clicking on a button on a flashlight or something. Or here's an example of one item. This is the fire extinguisher, and you can grab a fire extinguisher. But also, as you can see in the corner there, in the info text, it says RMB take, right? If I click RMB, oh, did it break? No, it didn't break. No, it was just it was just loading something. I guess it was the particle system. When you take an item, now you're holding it, and yeah, now it's in my hands, and I'm moving it around. But there is a problem. The problem is that, okay, I dropped it. The problem is that it automatically, it like teleports into my hands, right? I'm not actually moving it into my hands. It just magically teleports. And the problem is that you can exploit the forces. By the way, you can use the fire extinguisher to move around. There you go. As a backup locomotion. Okay, anyway, when you actually, so here for example, I dropped a fire extinguisher, but it's still in position, right? So it actually removed energy from the entire system that didn't exist. And that is a little bit of a problem, because, or for example, if I'm moving towards it fast, what I can do is I can grab it, and it doesn't actually slow me down. If I was grabbing it, it would slow me down slightly. But in this case, it's not slowing me down. So that's one of the problems. It's adding energy or removing energy. And another problem is that it's actually not colliding with anything. So this fire extinguisher is now passing through the whole station, as you can see. And yeah, this I've added because of a safety. I don't want to like accidentally bump into a thing and explode. And just, yeah. Anyway, but here I'm thinking if I could. Okay, is that the ground, ceiling, or wall? That's a good question. I don't know. It is. It's a good question. Yes. It's up to you to decide. I call them walls, but I did say ground, right? putting on the ground. Well, I meant ground relative to where I was at the moment, right? So if I'm like this, then I call this the ground, and these are the walls, and this is the ceiling. If I'm like this, then the ceiling becomes the floor. Anyway, yeah. So I'm thinking now, actually, because of these problems with this the item holding being a completely separate thing, I'm thinking about if I can completely what happened there? It's like, was there a bug? No, there was no bug. Okay. So what I'm thinking about now is that maybe somehow I can completely remove item holding and only have grabbing, because it is such a I find that grabbing is such a nice thing that you can just hold things and it is intuitive, because you can also grab anything else. You can grab the station, you can grab the handles, and then you can also grab the items, and you can grab the connectors, you can grab anything. And so I'm thinking if it is possible for me to completely remove holding, because because of the extinguisher. Well, for the extinguisher, I want to be able to add force to of course the player. But is it possible to keep the extinguisher open to somehow? Oh yeah, I think it is actually totally possible. I think it's totally possible to manipulate it. The problem is that in real life we have two hands, and in game I have like one hand. I'm grabbing a thing, and then I'm interacting, and I'm also holding. So holding is like using your other hand. But yeah, I am thinking if it is possible to, like, what if I want to use the extinguisher as like propulsion, right? Maybe what I can do is I could just take the extinguisher, I can point it towards where I want to go, and then I can quickly turn it on. There is the button. Can turn it on and then hold it, right? And then I should be going. But is it okay? It is very. It does work, but it is very. The force is very slow, actually. Yeah. So yeah, the force is too small. Now the extinguisher is spinning, but slowly. So if I grab it, it should be adding force. It should be adding force to it, but. To me, but I'm not sure if that is happening. But yeah, maybe I am going to completely remove grabbing. I'm thinking, okay, what is the another thing that I need grabbing for? And another thing that I need grabbing for is, for example, screwdrivers, right? If I grab a screwdriver and then put it on like a nail, not a nail, sorry, from a screw, and I can operate it or something, or I could have other tools. I could have a knife that cuts cables or something. Yeah, and I'm thinking, can I actually just use grabbing? So still thinking. Not quite sure about what to do. Physics is fun. I like the idea behind the thing being so heavily physics based. Yeah. Yeah, I like it too. That's one of the things that I really like about this as well. That the holding an item is such a non-physics thing, right? Because the physics is very fake when I grab a thing. I mean, I could always like handle all these situations. When I was mentioning that the problem right now is like when you hold an item, no force. There's force lost there because. The extinguisher doesn't add mass to me. It doesn't transfer the speed that it had, right? So this is what I mean by energy lost or gained. But I could implement all of these things, all of these edge cases, adding velocity, adding mass to myself when I'm holding a thing. But now I'm wondering, should I, right? Maybe if I just go with fully physics way with joints, I don't need to implement any of that. And so maybe it is like a overall better solution. And plus, it actually gives me more control. I could have, I don't know, more things instead of, and also like it simplifies interactions, right? Because you don't have this another mode of like holding things. So yeah, I am going to think about it for later when I actually have to implement like something to interact, some items that you're holding, like knives, and so yeah, it's going to be a work in progress thing. And yeah, another thing, but today I actually wanted to implement slotting, and yeah, the reason why I'm talking to you all this is because originally I wanted to have slotting as like you grab a thing, you take a thing, not grab, sorry, grabbing is this is grabbing, right? This is taking. You take a thing and then you slot it into something else, right? You click on a other thing. But I'm thinking now, if I can actually just slot things instead by just putting things close to each other. So let's say that I have this connector. Oh, this is actually a non-functional connector. There's another one. Oh yeah, it's this one. And oh yeah, there are some plugs, but these plugs are actually smaller than they should be. So instead, I was thinking maybe I should just plug things by putting them close to each other, and then it should automatically snap, right? In this way, it is physics based, right? It is, but then, yeah, and also it feels like another physical puzzle, right? There's not gonna be like, yeah. Another thing is that if I hold things and slot things, then they will magically teleport into slots, right? Well, there's basically they don't need to magically teleport, right? They can actually fly into a slot, right, smoothly. But it's probably not going to be physics based. It's going to be non-physics based, and the problem there is that by slotting things like that, you could even exploit it, like putting it behind walls, or maybe the interaction is just, there's going to be some tiny interaction that you can, you're looking through a tiny slit in the boards and you click on it, and then it's like, oh, then the entire extinguisher just flies into the slot through a through a tiny slit in mesh colliders or something like that, right? So by making it physical, I actually prevent you from doing that. You actually have to physically get two things together, and then they will slot. And so I actually want to implement that kind of slotting today. When are you going to continue playing Deus Ex? So the range of questions on my streams are: when are you going to continue playing Deus Ex? When are you going to continue your Zig engine? When are you going to continue on the rally game? Yeah, I don't know. At some point. I don't feel like. I'm feeling very excited about this game right now. So, not feeling like I want to play anything right now. Okay, what is the name of it? Excalibur. Switch to draw. Switch to tab. Okay. Oh, and most importantly, what I was talking about, the slotting things from your hands by putting them together. Today, there is a little bit of a problem. I have to show you. I have to draw it for you. That there is a slight problem in Godot. Yeah, I was thinking. Okay. I'm plowing ahead too much. Let me calm down and draw the concept to you. Let me actually. Should I delete this? Maybe I should. This is my Beautiful hierarchy. I was showing yesterday. No, or when was the last time? Oh, my keypad. My beautiful keypad. Okay, well. Oh yeah, what did I do here? I completely forgot. Oh, this is planetary rendering. Yeah, right. Intersecting the sphere. Nice. Cool stuff. Yeah, this is my keypad. Okay, I can remove my keypad. For the other stuff, I'll keep it for now. And this I don't. Oh yeah, this is the normals. I was showing this on the previous stream. Okay, so what I was saying. Usual slotting, right? In games, the item gets teleported magically to there. But actually, what I want to do is this: you have a guy, and the guy is actually putting items close to the slot. So, whoops, what am I doing? So you need to physically put a thing close to where you want to slot it. And then what I can do is I can show where the sort of preview when it's very close. So what does close mean, right? What does close mean? Close means that the positions and rotations of the target location and the thing that you're holding are approximately there, right? So if you have the slot, you have the item, which is like maybe rotated in some way, and you have their centers, right? The center is over here for this thing looking up, and this thing is looking up here. The preview is looking up. Let's do it like this. So what I actually want to do is I want to make them as, basically compare the positions, and compare the rotations. Well, and then what happens then, right? This is the question that I want to ask you. Well, I'm asking myself as well, but I kind of have the answer because I figured out something today. So the way that this, so what is going to happen? Like you're grabbing an item, you're holding it with by holding left click. And when you get two things together, this will highlight. And this will actually highlight somehow. I don't know. There should be like a preview of the object. I don't know how to actually do an object preview in Godot. Can I do something like direct draw meshes like in Unity? Because I actually implemented this in Unity before. Hopefully I can. And then when it is close, what you do is you release your click, you release your mouse button, and then what happens? The object just teleports into it. Well, here is what I'm thinking. No, it shouldn't. It should use physics as well. So what should happen actually is that I create a joint. I create a joint between the two objects. And the two objects, basically what will happen is that the joint will be created between it has an anchor and the preview point, and then it has another anchor in the object that you're holding. And this is going to be bound by some kind of a spring. And then the object, over time, hopefully this is going to happen very quickly, in a split second, but it still should have some physics, right? There should be a spring that locks them together, and over time, in a few moments, it will, snap into this position. And then when it snaps into position, then it will be permanently locked. So it will lose the maybe just become a frozen rigid body or something like that. Because in Godot it is a little bit difficult to replace it with a static object. Anyway, So this is my plan right now, to make a joint. Once you put things together, close together, make a joint and then snap them into together. But here's the thing: I thought that this was what I'm trying to do was impossible until I tried something today, right? What is the problem? The problem is that in Godot there is no way to actually set anchors. There's no way to manually set, okay, I want the anchor to be here. I want the anchor to be here of the connected body, and I want for the origin body. In Unity, that's possible, right? You can define a anchor point and rotation of each of the anchors. So your connected anchor and your your main anchor. How do you call it? It's just called the anchor and the connected anchor. Right. So, for example, why is this important? Well, because some objects will not have the anchor at the center, right? In this case, I'm just putting it on the center, but there could be a thing that it could be like a large body that has some kind of a plug here, and this plug, it's going to have an anchor over here, and then this is going to be slotted into some small slot or something like that, So like it should this anchor should match this one. So it is going to like fly into the other. So yeah, this is and the pivot of this object could be here, for example, right? The pivot is here, so the anchor is offset, and the pivot of this object is in a completely different position as well. So the anchor offsets are something that is very important. Let me use a white for this. So yeah, anchors are offset, as you can see in this case and in this case, right? Because they're not at the same point as the pivots. And yeah, and I thought, so yeah, the way that joints work in Godot is that basically wherever your joint object is, wherever your node object is, that is where the anchor is going to be. So basically you have this sub-object. I don't have enough colors to represent it, but if you have a sub-object, a child that holds a joint, you can put it here. But here's the problem: the connected anchor is always going to be in the middle of the connection, and this is the problem that I didn't know how to solve. And then I thought about something really stupid, and it turned out that it works. Let me find a test box joints. No, this is not it. This is another batch joint. Yes. So in here, let me actually put let's hide this for the beginning. Okay, I'm going to I have a static body. Okay, I have a static body here. And I have a thing that attaches this box to this static body. And this, yeah, let me show you the code. So I hope you understand. I understand what I'm trying to explain. Yeah, I was pretty happy today when I figured out that you can actually do this. That you can actually manipulate anchors, but in a really weird way. So let me show you. Once it starts, it is totally hacky. Okay, so let me actually show you what happens if I don't do this. Okay, quickly. Let me show you quickly. Did I actually? I did not. Okay, I made a mistake. I need a better computer. This is slow. Yeah, I think it's also because of the Excalibur. Will I actually need this Excalibur? I don't think so. So let me just shut it down. What is... Oh no, I think it failed. I think it's going to crash. This happened to me today. This happened to me today. There it is. I didn't need text manager. Yeah, for some reason compiling scripts fails, and I'm not exactly sure why. It happened to me only once. Well, it gets into infinite loop basically. And I can remove the ready. Jeez, this is like a short stream, and I'm I'm really in a hurry. And then this is like this. Everything works super slow. Okay, let's see if is going to compile now. Come on, compile. You can do it. Yes, it did compile. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a box that is rotating. And it's flying away. If I press space, it is going to match. It's going to be connected to the joint in the middle with a joint. But here's the thing. I don't know why oh yeah, it didn't work because I'm connecting it to a wrong one. Let's actually connect to a static body. So it is this one, yeah. Oh yeah, well, I should probably put some kind of a thing that you can see. Okay, so when I press space, what happens is that the joint gets created between the box and the static body. But as you can see, the connected body, the connected anchor will automatically be at a point where the box is. So that is a problem. That's a problem because it is a completely wrong position that I want it to be. Well, it is a safe way to make a joint because there's no snapping going on. But it's not what I want, right? I want the box to actually match the position of this joint. Let me actually add a little object. Okay, do I have a cube somewhere? Cube, static body. Let's put it over here. Okay, so here it is. This is my okay, I'm gonna make a little cross. Okay, like this, maybe with, yeah. So this is where I want this cube to snap to, right? But right now, as you have seen, as you have previously seen, come on. Okay, yeah, as you have seen, there is the cross in the middle. If I just press space, I create a joint, and the connected anchor is now automatically at that location and not here. So even if the joint is actually in the middle, I think. So where is... Oh yeah, well, I don't have the joint because it is created automatically. I have this create fixed joint. But yeah, and there is no way to set it manually. So if I say, if I grab the joint, there is no joint set anchor. There's no such thing, or anchor. There are no methods in the in Godot at all to do this. And so I was thinking, let me actually check if there is. Did I actually check the... Okay, in the 6 degrees of freedom joint, I'm pretty sure there isn't. Because this is only about parameters and flags. And set flag. Construct and initialize. Godot call has Godot, blah, blah, blah. If I go to join 3D, right, it has nodes. It has, yeah, get node, set, solver priority. Yeah, it doesn't have any way to set an anchor. Join 3D set exclude nodes from collision. You can set excluding nodes from collision. Solver priority, invoke. Yeah, so big problem that you can't actually set anchors. But today I had a silly idea to actually, if you want to put a joint at a certain point, right? What you would have to do is you would have to move the joint to the location, right? So if I teleport the object, well, I don't need this for now, but if I teleport the object, right, it is going to be jointed at the correct point. Like this. And there it is. It has actually been jointed at the point. But here is an idea. What if you just teleport it so that the anchor gets set to the middle, and then you unteleport it. So you basically you move it forward, joint it, and then you move it back to the same position as it was originally. And surprise, surprise, this little hack actually works. And well, you don't see it snapping. It snaps too quickly, but that is because it is a fixed joint. So I think wait a minute. This is a little bit weird. Let me actually put it into okay, let's call this a cross. Now let's put these into here so that I can actually do the same. So the thing is that I am testing it with a static body, right? But actually it could be any kind of a body. It doesn't need to be a static body. I can join two objects as well. Like, for example, I have this other box. I have another box, and I can put a cross into this other box, right? Let me actually put it in the middle. Yeah, this one, so that you don't see it. Okay, there it is. And let me actually hide the static body. Okay. So if I put my node, if I try to attach to this body, to the other box, they should match in rotation. So this is what is going to happen, right? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. It has actually snapped. And look at that. It has actually transferred the energy from the original box, right? And it's not the same energy because it is actually half, right? Because it has also it has moved the object. It has moved up one object and transferred the other, because they equalized, right? The velocities and angular velocities actually equalized. So yeah, this is great. This is great because I can work with that. But in this case, I'm actually creating a fixed joint. So let me try to create a springy joint. And for that, I have another extension that I made. And what it allows me is that I can create some joint options like this, like a struct. And well, I wrote a dot because this is how you do it in Zig. I'm now so used to Zig with the dot syntax. But in C# you actually just type your parameter. And yeah, and I can actually say have some spring. Linear spring, yeah, let's go with like 1 for linear. Oh yeah, I have to actually make it unlimited linear motion and unlimited angular motion is true, so that it would not be limited, because by default it acts like a fixed joint. And linear, yeah, let's add some damping as well. I don't know, maybe 0.1. Okay, and let's see. So I create a joint. Yeah, instead of a fixed joint, I'm going to create well, this is also a 6DOF joint. It's just not fixed, but it allows me to configure it. Okay, so let's see what happens now. When I press space, oh, something weird has happened. Maybe the spring is not enough. Interesting. They don't seem to be anchored correctly. Wait a minute. Let me see. Old transform is global transform. Match point global transform. Okay, I do set it at the global transform. And then I revert to the old transform. Let's try to increase the spring stiffness. Oh yeah, but I'm not matching the angular. This might be the problem. Okay, there's definitely something weird going on. This is not intended. It actually worked today when I tried it. So am I doing something wrong? Match point. Did I change something in the meantime? Okay, I saved the global transform of the rigid body, right? And then I set it to the match point. I create a joint and then I move it back to the old transform. Okay, let me add. Yeah, is there angular spring stiffness? Yes. Let's add some angular damping 1. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it does work. It does have a weird rotation because both of them are rigid bodies. Okay, let's try. Yeah, it was definitely because of the rotation. Let's actually remove rotation from the Is it are there maybe colliders that I don't see somewhere? Let's move this one away so that you don't accidentally collide. Rigid body. What is this one? This is some other test rigid body somewhere. I think this one I don't need. Clutterbox. Wasn't one of those variables you could set for anchor? No. Oh, wait. Well, yes, there is, but this is also this whole thing is I made this. This is not built into Godot. This is something that I made but I don't think it actually works. I'm not sure if the anchor actually works because I never tried it. But right now I'm just going to. But yeah, you can see it's a gigantic thing because in Godot you have to set every parameter. Oh damn! Okay, yeah, this is part of my utils, and as you can see, namespace Notke. Yeah, you can actually find these utils in my on my GitHub. Yeah, and of course I added a lot of things like just getting a forward vector is super weird in Godot. So yeah, it was and also utilities for like getting children by type and setting parents. Instantiating is a multiple line thing in Godot because you have to add it into a hierarchy and you have to create it. So I just made it into a single function. And of course, like transforming points is weird, and I made just like Unity-like functions. Yeah, also some things about like cloning materials and even input. I added some input stuff. Oh yeah, applying forces at position, and that is something that doesn't exist in Godot by default. So I had to add these. And yeah, even raycasting. Raycasting is this is how you raycast. This is what you have to write to raycast in Godot. So I just turned it into one function. Yeah, and then also even getting shape, which is like a collider from a raycast. Too many things. Yeah. Anyway, so cool. I'll check it out. Yes, it's on the Notke GitHub. And yeah. Anyway, just made Godot a little bit Unity like with the utilities. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So this works, but yeah, I wanted to actually try what happens if I freeze the location there. Space. Yeah, this is intended, right? It has snapped, but it is snapped slowly and using physics. Nice. Okay, and well, I should probably have I don't know, something. It's too bouncy, so maybe I should increase the damping. And the angular seems fine. Just the sideways is a bit weird. But yeah, this is like a 1 kilo object, so I don't know if it's gonna work with other kilo objects. But the good thing is it works. Does it even do anything? Well, it just brings stiffness. Doesn't seem like damping is working. Damn. Ah, there it is. It does work. It does work. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, this seems to be okay. What this allows me now is that I can reuse this I can use this method for setting connection anchors. And yeah, let's actually see if if anchors work. What is it? Anchor in world space, anchor offset rotation. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. This is for setting the joint parameters. Yeah, so for the beginning, let's have the scene where I'm actually testing movement. Test movement. No, what is it called? Movement. Test player movement. There it is. Okay, so this is a little scene where I only have a player, and I put a box because I was testing the sounds, or slamming boxes. So yeah, in this one you can just throw boxes, and you can move. And I was also testing the sound of you slamming into the box, as you can see. So yeah, this I can turn into a little test for interaction, so that I don't need to run the heavy main scene, right? Because in that one I have so many things. Okay, I'm just gonna put a few more boxes around so that I don't fly away. And I am actually going to add a. I am actually okay. Let's make this so that it doesn't flicker. And yeah, we have some sun popping inside. Why not? And what else do I want to do? What else did I want to do? Okay, this is the movement. I forgot. I totally forgot what I wanted to do. Yeah, I need to have some kind of a slottable thing now. Let's move this away. So let's make a new thing. Well, actually, I can use the connector. I can use my it's called Milljack. Milljack because it's the military jack prototype. And this one is actually what's the size of it? Let me see. Transform. Okay, the scale is 2 by default. Okay, and then you have the socket as well. So this is the socket, and the socket should be at 2 times the scale as well. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to plug that connector into the socket. Okay, and let's see. Let's see how this works. Let me move the player closer. And this, okay, let's try it. Okay, here we go. We have the little jack. Oh! Why did it fly through? Why doesn't this have collisions? Why? Because I did not correctly copy things. Damn, I hate this in Godot. Because this is not, I didn't copy the root, I copied the object. So easy to make this mistake. Yeah, because it has these subnodes. Yeah, I miss the component system of Unity, you know, because then the rigid body is not a node, a separate node. Okay, so yeah, there's the jack, and what I want to do is I want to be able to turn it around and then put it in here. Okay, so let's try to implement that, right? And I should probably put it a little bit closer. Well, no, I should move this a little bit outside of the wall, like this. Yeah. Okay, so that you can see the back pane. All right, let me put the player a bit closer so that they can test this. And the jack as well. And let's me actually put it behind, something like this. Okay. Flags somewhat similar with the actors, but we are planning to add a composition model option as well. Option. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't mind this the node hierarchy, but the problem is that, you know, when you click on a collider, right? Then when you click on a graphical object, you have selected the graphical object and not the body that it is part of. So it's like you can very easily be like, okay, I select the graphical object and I copy it, but I've copied it. So I just wanted to have some kind of a system of like, well, when you actually click on a graphical object, you actually should select my parent and not me, right? Something like that. Which is, I know that in Unity there's a thing that you can actually add, like an editor script, where you can say, no, don't select this object, but select some other object when you click on me, right? It's like you can add that into the script, and I don't think such a thing exists in Godot. Anyway, now that I have these two things, let's add a new script, and I'm gonna call it. Yeah, and I hate this because in less than half an hour I have to go. I haven't done much in this stream except explaining. Let's call this, okay, well, let me put into So how am I going to implement this? That could be a good option in Flex. Shouldn't be so annoying to add. Yeah. I forgot what it's the name of it in Unity. Well, now I need to start Firefox. It's like something like select root when clicking an object, Unity. Selection base. Yeah, I think it's this one. If you click on an object that is part of a prefab, the root of the prefab is selected. Yeah, because a prefab root is treated as a selection base. Yeah, so this is why, like, when you click a thing that is part of a prefab, but the thing is that you can add the selection base attribute onto anything you want. So you may not have a prefab. It could be not a prefab, like in this case, right? In this case, it's not a separate scene. But yeah. So they have this attribute that you add this attribute to a script class to mark its game object as a selection base object. Oh yeah, right. So when you click on a child of this object, it will actually select it, right? Something like that. But yeah, anyway, the point is that you can change it. You can change what's the thing that you're actually going to select when you click on objects. Okay. So yeah, let me add, I don't know, let's call it slottable or something. And maybe it should be a node 3D. Maybe it should be. Okay, let's inherit a node 3D. And I'm gonna, okay, let's go to slottable now. So basically what I want to do is that I want, oh yeah, well, I need a object to be a slot as well. So yeah, let's make another script, and this is going to be called slot. So we have a slot and a slottable. And a slot, basically, oh yeah, when we create, okay, we need to be able to loop through all the slots. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a list of slots, and I'm going to call it all, and that's going to be static. So yeah, so when the thing is ready, I'm going to check if all is null. And if all is null, then I'm gonna create a new list of slots. So basically what this does is that it's going to collect all the slots automatically. Well, hopefully, right? Does this say something? Use compound assignment. Oh yeah, you can actually do this. Yeah, so, and then I'm gonna into this all I'm gonna add self. And what this allows you is to have a list of slots. Since it's static, there's only one list for the whole thing, right? And then what I can do is I can process, and I can say, okay, if a thing, if me is close to a yeah, basically I can say for each slot in slot.all, right? Well, first I need to check if slot exists. If slot all is null, return. And then I'm going to just simply, oh, wait a minute. Oh, slot is a node. Slot is a node 3D. Should be a node 3D as well. Okay, so slot, global position. Okay, and we're going to have, yeah, let's take a distance. Is there a distance? No, there's the exist distance, like, no, distance 2 returns the distance between this vector and, okay, to global position is less if is less than, let's say, 0.1, right? Is that enough? Maybe. Let's do it a bit bigger for the beginning. And if it is less, what I'm going to do is I'm going to debug draw 3D, and I'm going to draw a line between the two. And actually, I'm going to draw a line for each of them. But I'm only going to draw a line to the closest one. Draw line. Yeah, let's go with draw line. So I'm going to global position. Let's actually make this into vectors. Other pos, and I'm going to call it this pos is global position. Okay. Just a little bit easier to, you know, deal with. Okay, and then we're gonna do other pos. This pos color is gonna be green. No, it needs to be colors green. I didn't know at the beginning because in Unity there's color. It's inside color is all of them, but actually in Godot there's colors. It's a different class, and this class actually has all the colors that you can imagine. Duration, yeah, duration is going to be just 0. Okay, so if it is okay, so if it is not, I'm actually going to draw a white line. Okay, so there we go. And you know what? For the beginning, let's actually make 2 of these. But for now, for now, I'm just going to have a node 3D that is going to be a, yeah, let's make it a slot. Slot. Okay, there it is. We have 1 slot. And let's put another one. We have another slot. Okay. And then this thing is going to have a child that is going to be the slottable. Okay, so let's see if this even works. Let's see if it's going to show me any lines. Another common solution is to lock the children so you can't accidentally move them. Oh, sorry, I didn't read before. Boston, Mass. Hello. Found this in a Reddit post. There is a button at the top of the scene view, right next to the lock button, called Group Selected Nodes. It ensures that the child nodes are not selectable. Oh! I didn't know. Okay, well, as we can see, it works. The slottable is looping through all the slots. Okay, let's see what happens if we put them together. There it is. Green. Oh, and it actually lights up the other slot as well. But I don't want to actually light up all of them. There should be only one possible thing to interact with, right? So we actually want to output here a slot that is, let's call it current. I don't know. No, let's call it a slot, and it's going to be null. And I'm actually going to just say slot is this, right? Oh, yeah, well, actually, we have to find the closest slot. Okay, how do you find the closest? Well, we're gonna need to have some kind of a distance. Let's call it this closest distance, and that's going to start by using infinity. Okay, and then we basically check, okay, which one is the closest, right? And we say closest slot. No, wait. If this is less than the range, okay, let's call it, let's just add some kind of a const min. What is it? The distance threshold 0.2. Okay, so this is going to be the distance threshold. And if it is closer, then I'm going to say closest distance is the distance. Okay, let's actually put it. Float distance is this. If distance is less than the distance, what's going on? Oh, this is not a, I forgot to type. Then closest distance is the distance, right? And I am also going to put the closest slot. So at this time, closest slot is the current slot, right? Okay. So yeah, then instead of showing green, I'm actually going to show it afterwards. So I'm going to say if closest slot is not null, then I simply do this. And so this guarantees that there's only going to be one slot. So yeah, I'm just going to do it between the slot. Well, now I have all these things. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be the closest slot global position, and this is going to be the global position. Okay. So there we go. Or maybe I can just, yeah, well, no, I'm going to do this. And instead I'm going to call this, yeah, this is going to be the others, closest. There we go. And closest distance, unnecessary assignment. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, if distance is less than distance threshold. Oh, and I totally forgot. And distance is less than closest distance. Yes. Yeah, that's very good. That's good that C# reminded me that I'm not using closest distance anywhere, right? It's like, ooh, wait, you're not using this anywhere. Okay, well, good catch. Thank you. Okay, so that should work now. Should it be distance? Oh, yeah. Chat also caught it as well. So it's both good to have like a C# compiler and people in chat to act as a compiler for you. And there we go. Okay, we have this slot is the closest, and this one is now the closest. So we can switch. Oh, and this, it doesn't actually show the line for some reason. Probably because I'm skipping. Am I early skipping somewhere? Interesting. Okay, but anyway, yes, we have slots. So now here's the thing. We need to slot it, right? And I'm gonna be like, if, okay, let's have a bool that says slotted, or no, let's have a slotted into slot, right? And it's going to be null by default. Okay, so When this is in location, I'm going to slot, and I'm going to do it immediately. I'm going to do it by providing a slot. Can I actually? Yeah, I can actually. Okay, I can say slot and say closest slot. Okay, so what's going to happen is that slot is that this global position is going to be the same as slot global position. Oh, actually, well, the transform. The transform should be the same, no? Well, not really, because the scale, we don't want to mess with the scale, so let's not do that. Slot global position, and also, we need to find a parent rigid body. Okay, let's do a rigid body. Okay. Rigid body is going to be find parent. Is this, no, this find first parent. Get first parent. Yeah, this is also a thing I added. And the parent of type rigid body. Yeah. So it's going to go through the hierarchy, finding the parent that is a rigid body. That's basically what it does. So why am I saying this? Because, oh yeah, also global rotation. Global rotation is going to be the slot global rotation. Okay, and one more thing is I want to disable the rigid body. So I'm going to say rb dot freeze and freeze q free. Oh no, freeze is true. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's see if this even works. So the moment it gets into the range, it's going to slot itself. And when it does, it also, I need to put it into a slotted into. And the thing is that this needs to be also checked or slotted into. No, let's put a separate one. If slotted into is not null, return. So basically it shouldn't work if it is not slotted into. Oh, failed to build project. What is going on? Slot all. Oh, because okay, I'm using the same word. Slot into. I didn't even see this. I'm blind. I didn't even see the mistake. Slot into, I guess. Or slot 2. Is the slot 2 make sense? Okay, so basically the moment I get into range, well, there it is. It has slotted, except that it did. Oh, right, because I'm actually not moving the rigid body. Whoops, whoopsie. This should be a rigid body position. Ah, right, but it's not the rigid body that I want. It is actually a position relative to the slot. Okay. This is going to be difficult. But I think in the case of Jack, this is going to be correct because I did match in Blender. I did match their pivots. Okay, there it is. I just threw it. Oh, look at that. It just resized. Okay, why did it resize? Why did it resize? I didn't say it should resize. Global position, global rotation. Is it because I was touching the scale? This is really strange. This is really strange. But it does work, you know? Oh no, is it correct size? No, it's not. It definitely gets slower. Sorry, it gets smaller. Yeah, look at that. What the fuck? Why does it get rescaled as well if I didn't touch scaling? And now I can't even check. I need to do this. Plug. Where are you? Where is the transform? There. Why is the scale? I don't know. Why did the scale actually go to yeah, this is how big it should be. I have no idea why the scale changed, even if I didn't say anything. I just said move the position. Strange. There's no scaling going on. Does it? It's like as if it doesn't... Oh! No. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Maybe I can just save the scale. Yeah, but generally the plug doesn't like it. Scale changes to rigid body will be overridden by the physics engine when running. Please change the size and children collision shapes instead. Yeah. So the engine doesn't really like changing the scale. So I'm gonna have to rescale everything in Blender or something. Yeah, maybe I can just test test with a tiny one instead. Okay, where everything is scaled to 1, just so that it's not fucked up. Okay, it's not complaining anymore. Godot at least. Yeah, but now the jack is tiny. Okay. Oh yeah, I can't even grab it. It's so small. Okay. And there it is. It actually gets teleported. Okay. Well, now instead of teleporting, I should have actually gitted this, but I don't have time for that. I have to leave in oh my god, I have like 2 minutes. Okay, well, I don't know if I want to go. Maybe. Yeah. Obligations. Anyway. Yeah, I will try to go. But I might be a bit late. Original scale. Global position. What did I want? Oh yeah, I basically wanted to use that thing where I was like, of course I should match the rotation as well, but I don't have time for that. So instead, I'm going to do this trick. I'm gonna just copy it, and I'm gonna say, okay, here's the thing. All transform, global transform, and then point to match is going to be slot global transform. Create joint with the slot. Oh, the problem is that I need to get a point. Thanks for the stream. How much progress you make is always inspiring to see. I wish I made more progress. Create joint. Match point. Match point. Yeah, I actually need to do it. I need to find a... Yeah, the problem is that this thing is not a... Oh yeah, it's not in a body. Okay, I have to make it... let's make a static body in this case. Okay, this static body. Let's make sure that the transform is 1. It is. Okay, I'm gonna parent it to the static body. Okay, yeah, made sure that this is the static body. This is the wall. And yeah, I actually need to have the slot find a parent as well. Parent to body. So basically there's going to be some kind of a physics body. It could be a static or a dynamic one. And yeah, and ready, I have to this first get first parent, and this is going to be the physics body 3D, and this is going to be the body. Okay, so yeah, in this case I'm going to match it with slot body. Oh, this is not a public, so I'm just gonna make it public. Slot body. Yeah, and then I'm gonna say fixed. Well, this doesn't exist anymore, so let's try this. Let's try if this even works. And then I have to go. And of course, plenty of things left unfinished, unfortunately. Okay. It doesn't work. Obviously, it doesn't work because it's stuck, and it should not be stuck. It should be flying. Oh, you know why? Because it's freezing. It's freezing, but I mean, it's not freezing outside. It is actually freezing outside as well, for the first time in the year. I mean, this season. So let's see. There it is. My God, the anchor is in a completely... Okay, this is a disaster. This is a... Oh, okay. What the fuck? What happened? It escaped, and then it flew into infinity, probably. Okay, so there's something wrong. There's something wrong. I don't think the anchor thing works. Okay, let's see. Is it close? Did it attach? No. Oh, debugger says something. Oh, I know what's the problem. The problem is that it's a static function. Okay. Yeah, you know, I have a problem with this with the slots, because a slot all is a static. I actually have to rebuild the thing when it gets... Okay. So what is going on here? Nice. Nice. Okay, well, nothing works. That's great. That's great. That's great. This is a big failure. Okay, I have to rethink this. What the fuck? Why does it snap into here? It should be snapping on that location, no? And there's no weird scaling. Okay, let me put this outside of the wall. And then I have to go. I just want to diagnose what the hell is going on here. Maybe it's because I'm holding it at the same time. Yeah, obviously it wants to be anchored to something, who knows what. There it is. It's flying. It's flying somewhere in space. Okay, great. What the fuck? I thought this works. I thought this works. But no. It decides not to. Okay, let's put it in the other one. The fuck? Okay, let's not change the transform. And then try it. Okay, I thought my hack works. Okay, if my hack doesn't work, I think this fucks up everything. Absolutely everything. Because it's impossible to set anchors manually. Okay. What? Where is it? Where did it go? What the fuck? Look at that velocity. So not even putting a normal joint works. Maybe I went too far with the stiffness. Let's put nothing. The fuck is going on? Okay. It is there. At least it doesn't fly away. Why is it... Okay, wait. Okay, it does... Okay. It seems to be okay, but something is weird. There's definitely something weird with this behavior. Well, there's no damping. So why does it oscillate so strangely? Does it? Maybe it's because it's too small. I don't know. It could be, that could be a thing. Because its inertia might be way too small. I don't know. I'm now curious. Why is it instead of damping, it's like anti-damping for some reason, and it seems like, and it just decided to slam itself into the wall and stop there. What the fuck? Seems like damping is fucking it up. Okay, what if we don't have any angular motion? Let's just limit it to linear. And then I definitely have to go. And then I will have to postpone this for tonight. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. The yeah, where am I actually setting the where do I actually create a joint? Okay, I create a joint and I put it onto the position and rotation of the same thing, right? Anchor in world space is false by default. This should be in the middle of the object. It is quite possible that it is because of the inertia. Okay, let's add a little. Let's add a bigger collider so that it would have different inertia. But then I won't be able to move it, right? Or maybe I will. Okay, let's me try this and then I have to go. I keep saying I have to go. Yeah, it has actually brought itself to a stop. So now I am absolutely sure that this has to do something with inertia, except that it still moves only in like, why does it move only in this direction and not in the other directions? It's everything is so super strange. So super strange. Generic 6-dove joint. Why is it here and not in the scene? Huh? Linear limit is on. But I actually made it unlimited. Okay, there's something wrong with this. There's something wrong with this. Okay, well, I'm gonna end here. I really have to go. So, yeah, I'll see you probably after, like, after 11 p.m., maybe around midnight. I don't know. I really don't want to stream late at night anymore. But the thing is that I want to solve this. I want to solve this problem. If I don't, I'm gonna I have to rethink everything about interaction. Okay, anyway, yeah. Unfortunately, have not done much during the stream, except made two scripts that don't do much. But yeah, well, thanks for watching. I'm sorry. Goodbye.